Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today, guys, we're talking about communion and productivity. What is the connection between communion and productivity? So thanks for being here. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. And you can also go to, right now, go to that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber and get all these videos for free. I did say free, one, two, three, four, free. Um, and if you are new, allow me to say a few words about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the coughing animated Black and Brown Liberation, a theory of American literature, which just came out in April. I'm on the book tour for the last two books for animating Black and Brown Liberation and for America. So we just came back from the Louisiana Book Festival. We leave Thursday for the Kentucky Book Festival in Lexington. So if you're in the South, drive on over. It should be a great time. Lots of authors. I'm on stage with FX Walker, Frank X Walker, who is the former poet laureate of Kentucky, and also another poet whose name I'm dropping. This is really embarrassing. We're talking about literature, poetry, power. Reading also from Animating Black and Brown Liberation in that discussion. So it should be super interesting. Come on out. What else I should say? Oh, I should say that my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature from the University of California at Riverside. As I'm an expert at being productive, I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised to hear about my level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was sexually assaulted at age 16, which led to me being born when she was 17. And at the age of a month, I was given up for adoption to a amazing single divorcee, but at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult time is for the young MD. Yet, as Cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now," right? And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, we know many people also can be so in a similar way. So thanks for being here, guys. All right, let's dive into the topic today. We're talking about communion, and point one is that you want to have a firm understanding about what that particular concept means for you. So in the pop cultural tradition, in part because I think of the impact of the Catholic Church, folks think of communion as eating the cracker, the bread, and the wine, which I'm sure is fine. That's a great ritual to engage in that, I'm sure. But we're talking more about the idea of communing with the self by communing with the higher self. And what does that mean? Which goes into point two. Through various types of spiritual modalities, through meditation and through yoga, through running, you can actually spend time with yourself. As a professor, I am exposed to lots of folks who are in there for 18 to 25. And one thing I see among folks from millennials and Gen Z individuals is that they don't feel so comfortable mm, being with themselves. Although many people actually are very lonely, and loneliness is a major issue on college campuses, probably in all generations, but that's certainly an issue there. And there's kind of a disconnect with the individual from their self. And so ways to engage in that particular problem are again yoga, Pilates, various ways to connect the mind, body, and the spirit. So how does it relate to being productive, which goes right into point three? Well, when you are connected with yourself, and I know people, there are those who are watching now know what I'm talking about. At times, you just don't feel connected to yourself. You don't feel rooted or grounded, and that can be very disconcerting because you're in this body. If you're in this body, you don't feel connected or grounded in that body, it's very disturbing. It's very uncomfortable because you have to live that way, right? And you can pretend and fake and put your public face on, but when you're alone, it's horrible. So I know that's a very common problem. And you want to be able to address that because that's one of the most fundamental causes, in my experience as a professor and the person in the lives of many people, of anxiety and depression. When you don't feel grounded in yourself, a whole series of negative externalities result as a result of that situation. So we help individuals think through that and create rituals, right? And so going to yoga, running, meditating, those are just simply iterations of ritual behavior. When you can go about creating your own rituals, like the Catholic Church made popular the idea of communion, when you drink the wine and you break the bread and eat the cracker as a way to remember Jesus Christ, which is, again, a great ritual, that's fine. I am arguing that you can also create your own rituals to undergird yourself, and not just on Sundays or during Easter or during Christmas, but do that every single day. And there's a power embedded in just the actual ritual behavior. That's kind of the trick, the key, the insight I want to really convey to you today in terms of being more productive. You can use a ritual behavior that you create yourself around your own life, around your own belief systems, and doing those things at around the same time every day. You'll begin to see an incredible upsurge of power and stability. And equally important, you'll begin to ground yourself, connect with yourself in a way that I cannot overstate its importance. So, boom, goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.